Welcome back to Hollywood Pulse. Big love to everyone who's been rocking with us. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button so you never miss the heat we drop. Ooh, let me get straight to this one. It's wild. Shannon Sharpe, he's done playing nice. He's aiming straight at Shaquille O'Neal. And this ain't no old court beef. This is personal, real dirty. People in the loop are whispering that Shaq might have blindsided Shannon with a jaw-dropping $50 million lawsuit right when Shannon was on the verge of signing a $100 million mega deal with ESPN. Yeah, you heard that right. The timing way too perfect to be a coincidence. Folks say this lawsuit didn't just show up out of thin air. It dropped right as Shannon was about to level up. Then out of nowhere, boom. Shannon pulls back from the deal. Sound shady? That's cause it is. This might be Shaq moving in silence, playing revenge chess while the rest are playing checkers. But wait, it gets even messier. There's talk about a leaked audio floating around, and in it, Shaq's allegedly out here asking people to dig up dirt on Shannon.
Alright, I'm also paying information. You know where Kenny the Jet Smith at?
Yes, I got Kenny too. I know exactly where he's at.
Okay, now this one right here gets you going back. I'm gonna get some motherfucking big dollars. Do you know where Ernie Johnson is at?
Ooh, let me work on that one right quick. That's a tough one.
Alright, and remember, I'm paying top dollar for all that information. Love you, boy. Alright, don't tell nobody. Alright, go.
Like, really going full detective mode. Rumor has it, he found something major. Something dark enough to shake Shannon to the core. And that lawsuit, it centers around a woman named Gabriella Zika, but insiders claim she ain't the only one. Word is, Shaq pulled this kind of move before with another woman, another setup, same dirty fingerprints. It's giving trap vibes, and Shannon might have walked right into it. Now here's where it really explodes. Matt Barnes gets dragged into the mix. Back in 2022, he's just chilling, doing his sports thing, when suddenly an audio clip hits the streets. And guess what? In the tape, it's allegedly Matt saying Shaq was ready to drop real cash, real hush money to find dirt on Shannon. Matt didn't just hint at petty MVP drama. He made it sound like Shaq was out for blood, willing to go way below the belt just to take Shannon down. Check the timeline. Everything lines up. Remember that MVP fallout with Nikola Jokic? Shannon threw some shade, suggesting Shaq sounded jealous. And Shaq, he didn't like that one bit.
No, he on IG. I've never professed that I was as great as Shaq. Mm-hmm. But what I will say,
yes, sir,
I got what I got because I worked my ass off. Now, yes, Shaq has been the one to say it. That he didn't work as hard, he didn't train as hard, he didn't eat as well as he should have.
Right.
Shaq is the one that anytime someone wins an MVP, he talks about how he should have been the MVP over Steve Nash.
But instead of going public and loud, Shaq stayed icy, silent, calculated. That billionaire energy, no tweets, no interviews, just cold strategy. People thought they squashed it, but nah. Behind the scenes, Shaq was laying bricks for a takedown, gathering dirt, watching, waiting. And as Shannon's career kept climbing, new podcasts, prime TV spots, whispers of that 100 million ESPN bag, Shaq stayed lurking. No drama, just pressure in the shadows. But hold on, it gets real messy now. Then came the viral TMZ video. Shannon's at an event, looking smooth as ever, chopping it up with a fan. Harmless? Maybe. But the vibes, too perfect. He's leaning in, smiling, real close, and boom, the internet goes wild. Shannon's always been a charmer, no doubt, especially around white women. That's never been a secret. But this video, it felt staged, like someone wanted that moment to hit the net at the worst time possible. And guess what? The woman in that clip, her name starts popping up quietly, linked to that massive $50 million lawsuit. Now tell me that ain't sketchy. TMZ don't just pop up for no reason. Somebody made that call. Somebody set that scene. It's starting to look like the whole thing was a setup. And Shannon, he might have walked right into it with a smile, not knowing the trap had already been set and the camera was rolling. All right, let's break this madness down. The woman at the center of the storm, Gabriella Zika. She's the one hitting Shannon Sharpe with a $50 million lawsuit. Yeah, you read that right. And guess who's her lawyer? Tony Busby. That name should sound the alarms loud and clear. This ain't just any attorney. Busby's the same legal pit bull who went after Deshaun Watson with all those serious allegations. He even clashed with Jay-Z. When Busby shows up, it's not for games. He comes to wreck reputations. So what's Gabriella claiming? She says Shannon forced himself on her, physically, mentally, emotionally. The accusations, heavy. She says she's been left traumatized, suffering stress and serious emotional damage. But just when it couldn't get more intense, Busby drops a bombshell. He claims he's got audio recordings to back up her story. And when that hit, the internet went nuclear. But Shannon didn't sit quiet. He clapped back fast, loud and clear. Play the full 10-minute audio, not those chopped up clips. That kind of reaction, that's a man who ain't folding. He says the full tape tells a different story and that Gabriella was fully involved by choice. Then things took a real turn. Leaked text messages surfaced, screenshots allegedly between Shannon and Gabriella talking about wild roleplay scenarios. We're talking extreme themes, stuff that got people shook. And here's the thing, Shannon's never exactly kept it clean cut. Back in 2023, during that Nightcap podcast with Chad Ochocinco, he already hinted that he was into unconventional stuff. This might just be his private life catching up in public. Big time. Let's rewind to a moment that really tells on Shannon. He and Chad Ochocinco were chatting about Yvonne Orji, the stunning star from Insecure, and now the host of that Netflix Balloon Challenge show. Yvonne's been super open. She's saving herself for marriage and proud of it. So Chad joked maybe Yvonne would be perfect for Shannon. And Shannon, he straight up laughed and said, yeah, nah, I'm looking for a sinner.
Now what you think about that?
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? The one that you
Miss Nasty B?
Umbrella?
Nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
Nah.
So,
I want to sinner.
Listen, I thought we is
Then without even blinking, he name dropped none other than adult film star Miss B Nasty. That wasn't a joke. He meant it. No shame in his game. Shannon made it clear he don't want the sweet and wholesome type. He wants wild. He wants spicy. That's just his vibe, and he's never hidden it. Between the flirty comments, on-air thirsting, and wild woman talk, the man's been broadcasting his lifestyle in 4K clarity. So now, with Gabriella dropping this massive lawsuit with all kinds of jaw-dropping claims, can we really act shocked? Shannon showed us who he was, and folks just laughed and kept scrolling. But here's the twist. Gabriella might not be the only one caught up in this mess. Another name is starting to resurface. Michelle Evans. She filed her lawsuit back in 2023, 2 years before Gabriella hit the scene. Michelle said she had a near 10-year relationship with Shannon that ended around 2010, allegedly because he cheated. And after things went south, she dropped some heavy accusations. She didn't have a flashy lawyer, just herself, and she told her truth. Nobody paid much attention back then, but now that case is getting dragged back into the spotlight. And guess what? People are saying it sounds way too similar to what Gabriella's claiming now. Michelle didn't hold back, and it's got folks wondering, is this just the beginning? Michelle Evans didn't hold back. She says after their first major fight, Shannon demanded intimacy. And when she said no, what followed was straight up chilling. According to Michelle, Shannon forced her down and made her do things against her will. She said no, but he didn't stop, and it didn't end there. Michelle says he threw her on the bed and forced himself on her. And the most disturbing part, she claims he told her, I'm gonna make it so no other man will want you. That line shook the internet. Now, to be clear, Michelle isn't suing for assault in the formal legal sense, but she's accusing Shannon of threats, career sabotage, and deep emotional damage. And after she spoke out, the backlash was vicious. She got called a liar, dragged online, and basically erased from the conversation. Shannon's denied everything, same as he did with Gabriella and the rest. But let's not pretend this is random. One story, maybe noise. Two, you start wondering. But 3 different women saying eerily similar things feels like a pattern starting to show. And here's where it takes another turn, because now people are whispering about those Diddy party rumors. And while Shannon has publicly said he stays far from that scene, no wild Hollywood vibes, no freaky cult stuff, the behavior being described, it's a little too close for comfort.
Oh my God. You was a Diddy party?
No,
Never?
I ain't never been invited. I ain't that big to get I mean, maybe if I was in the position that I'm in now, but back then, no. I don't get invited to no parties, bro. Plus, I'm a homebody.
Do you like partying or no? Nah. I feel
I just like to be to myself, man.
I feel that.
You know.
I feel that.
We're talking power plays, control, threats, and silence. Sound familiar? And fans aren't the only ones connecting dots. Remember that award show when someone brought up private convos between Jay-Z and Diddy? Guess who was on stage too? Shaquille O'Neal. And his reaction? Chilling. Shaq didn't say a word. He just stood up and walked off. No explanation. Just gone. People caught that moment and now they're wondering, does Shaq know more than he's letting on? Something ain't adding up and the silence is getting louder. Shannon Sharpe's been selling that clean-cut family man image for years, quoting Bible verses, dropping motivational gems, playing America's favorite uncle. But now, these lawsuits are peeling that image back like old paint, and what's showing underneath is way different. Insiders close to the situation are whispering that Shannon's convinced Shaq is running some next-level shady game behind the scenes, smiling in public, cracking jokes, but allegedly pulling strings in private while Shannon's whole empire crumbles. Shaq's out here making slick moves on social, throwing shade like it's a comedy special. Just check his recent IG post. Man's laughing it off, not a worry in the world. He even posted a meme about that leaked Matt Barnes audio like, dang, caught again. I need that information. I'm paying $2. That's bold. Meanwhile, Shannon's life is falling apart fast. His reputation's bruised. That podcast he had without Joe, it's barely hanging on. His TV gigs, shaky. And those brand deals, fading. Everything he worked decades to build is now barely breathing. And the wildest part, the more Shannon speaks up, the worse it gets. Every clapback he makes triggers another leak. More text, more audio, more headlines. It's like every word he says just fuels the fire. Meanwhile, Shaq, chilling, posting petty captions, living unbothered, and acting like none of this drama even touches him. But here's what you need to ask yourself. Is Shannon Sharpe really getting played right now? Or is Shaquille O'Neal quietly tossing him under the bus and watching him crash, all while keeping that innocent smile? And the biggest question of them all, can Shannon even bounce back from this? Or are we watching the fall of a legend in real time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Like this video if you're shook by this saga, smash that subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another drop. Cause trust me, this story is just getting started. See you on the next one.